Imagine standing on a stage, diploma in hand, after 5 years of sleepless nights, missed birthdays, and endless sacrifice. You scan the crowd for your family, your husband, your kids, your parents, but all you see are 5 empty seats. They chose a barbecue over your biggest achievement. If you've ever felt invisible to the people who should love you most, this story is for you. Because what happened next? It changed everything. If you've ever dreamed of serving justice to someone who took you for granted, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for one of the most emotionally charged revenge stories you'll hear today. And let me know in the comments, where are you watching from? And have you ever been betrayed by your own family? My name is Alicia. I'm 35, a mother of 2, and after 5 grueling years of night classes, full-time work, and raising a family, I finally earned my master's degree. I should have felt proud, ecstatic even. But as I stood on that stage clutching my diploma, all I could see were those 5 empty seats, reserved for the people who were supposed to be my biggest supporters. My family. Let me take you back, because this story isn't just about a missed graduation. It's about years of being overlooked, undervalued, and dismissed by the people I loved most. For 12 years, I'd been married to Nathana, 37-year-old software developer. We had 2 kids, Ethan, 14, who was deep in that parents are embarrassing phase, and Sophia, 11, who was just discovering the thrill of sleepovers and soccer games. We lived in a modest 4-bedroom house in the Seattle suburbs. Not fancy, but comfortable. It's a kind of place where you imagine family dinners, laughter, and support. But my reality, it was a constant balancing act. I worked as a financial analyst at Franklin Financial Services, a job that demanded 50-plus hours a week, especially during tax season. I was good at it, precise, patient, and always the one to clean up other people's messes. But every year, I watched as less experienced male colleagues leapfrogged me for promotions. "You need more credentials," my boss would say, as if my years of experience and dedication meant nothing. "A bachelor's is great, but everyone has that. If you want to move up, you need a master's." After the 3rd time being passed over, I made a decision. I would get that degree, no matter what it took. The university across town offered evening classes for working professionals. 5 years of part-time study. I thought I was ready. I had no idea how hard it would be. My day started at 5:30 a.m., making breakfast, packing lunches, wrangling kids out the door. Then a full day at work, followed by 3 nights a week of classes from 6 to 9 p.m. I'd come home to dirty dishes, unfinished homework, and a husband who was slowly growing more distant. Weekends. Forget about relaxing. I'd lock myself in the home office, surrounded by textbooks and highlighters, while Nathan took the kids to soccer games or birthday parties. I overheard Ethan once complaining to his dad, "Mom's always studying. She never has time for us anymore." Those words stung. But I told myself it was temporary, okay? That someday they'd understand. I wasn't just fighting for a promotion. I was fighting for respect, for a better life for my family, for a chance to show my kids, especially my daughter, that women can chase their dreams at any age. But the truth, I was running on fumes, and the people I needed most were drifting further away. If you think my husband was the only one letting me down, let me introduce you to my brother, Derek. 3 years older, always the golden child. He ran a successful real estate business, lived in a waterfront home, and as a bachelor with no kids, he was free to travel, sail, and collect expensive wines. My parents, who lived 2 states away in California, never hid their preference. Growing up, they never missed Derek's football games, but my academic competitions. "Sorry, honey, we're busy." As adults, they drop everything to help Derek renovate his kitchen. But when I needed someone to watch the kids during finals, oh, that's a bad weekend for us. Once, when I confronted my mom about it, she said, "Your brother is just more fun to be around. You're always so serious and busy with your responsibilities." The irony. Being responsible was the very thing they held against me. But I kept going. I wrote papers after the kids went to bed, studied flashcards during lunch breaks, and sacrificed every vacation to get ahead on coursework. Friends would invite us to parties or weekend trips, but I always declined. I needed every spare hour. Nathan was supportive at first. He picked up the slack, encouraged me when I was overwhelmed. But as the years dragged on, his patience wore thin. "How much longer is this going to take?" he'd ask. "The kids barely see you anymore." I'd promised just 2 more years. Then 1, then a few more months by the time graduation approached. Our marriage was strained. Nathan had his own routines, his own social circles. Okay? The kids were used to functioning without me, which is why my graduation meant so much. It wasn't just about the degree. It was about finally being seen. 6 months before graduation, I started planning. I requested the maximum 6 guest tickets: Nathan, the kids, my parents, and my sister Melissa. I called my parents in California. "We'll try our best to make it, sweetie," my mom said, her tone already hedging. Melissa, my sister in Phoenix, was genuinely excited. "You're superwoman, sis. I'll book my flight next week." For once, I let myself feel hopeful. I booked a fancy Italian restaurant for dinner, $300 for the reservation. But this was a once-in-a-lifetime moment. I even used hotel points to book my parents a room downtown. I bought a new dress, scheduled hair and makeup, and for the first time in years, put myself first. 3 weeks before graduation, Derek called. "Hey, I'm throwing a massive barbecue. On May 15th, just installed a new outdoor kitchen. You guys should come. The kids will love the pool." My stomach dropped. "Derek, that's my graduation day. I told everyone months ago." He paused. "Oh, right. Forgot about that? Can you change your barbecue?" "No, Derek. The university doesn't change commencement dates for individuals." He shrugged it off. "It's just a graduation. You already had one for your bachelor's. This is just a piece of paper." 5 years of sacrifice reduced to just a piece of paper. I called my mom, desperate for her to see reason. "Derek scheduled a barbecue on my graduation day. You can't go to that instead." Prepare a response. "Oh dear, what bad timing. Can't you both reschedule?" "No, Mom. This has been planned for a year." She sighed. "Your aunt and uncle will be at Derek's. Your father loves his barbecues. Can't we come to both?" Was impossible. But to her, I was the one being unreasonable. That night, I told Nathan, expecting him to be on my side. He rubbed my back, said, "Your family's always been like this. But you'll have us there, me and the kids. That's what matters, right?" I wanted to believe him. The day before graduation, I was a bundle of nerves. My parents had sent a formal email: "We'll be at Derek's barbecue instead. We'll take you to dinner next time we're in town." Melissa called, apologizing her youngest had chickenpox and she couldn't travel. "At least I still have you 3, I said to Nathan as we made dinner. He nodded, but was glued to his phone. Then my mother called. "Alicia, are the kids still coming to Derek's tomorrow? Setting up games for them." I nearly dropped the pot I was holding. "No, Mom. The kids are coming to my graduation with Nathan." She sounded confused. "Derek said Nathan mentioned bringing them to the barbecue. There'll be other kids, a lifeguard for the pool. They'd have more fun than sitting through a ceremony." I hung up and turned to Nathan. "Why does my mother think you and the kids are going to Derek's barbecue?" He wouldn't meet my eyes. I might have mentioned it. "The kids heard about the pool from their cousins. They really want to go. So you told Derek you'd bring them without even talking to me." Finally looked up, guilt and defiance warring on his face. "Alicia, be reasonable. The ceremony's 3 hours of sitting quietly. The kids will be bored out of their minds. So instead of teaching them about supporting family, you're teaching them that fun always comes first." He sighed. "The kids really want to go. Ethan's been talking about swimming with his cousins. Sophia's friend Jasmine will be there. So what are you saying? God, do you want to take our children to a barbecue instead of watching their mother graduate with honors?" He tried to compromise. "Maybe I take the kids to the barbecue and meet you at the restaurant after." Or I could come alone and pick you up after dropping them off. I stared at him, disbelief turning to cold anger. Do you hear yourself? This isn't a business negotiation. This is about being there for me, he muttered. You're being dramatic. It's just a graduation ceremony. It's the same words Derek had used. As if my achievement was nothing. The argument escalated. The kids came downstairs, drawn by our raised voices. Ethan declared only nerds care about graduation ceremonies. Sophia tearfully asked why I wanted to ruin their fun. I went to bed without dinner. Nathan slept on the couch. I lay awake, staring at my graduation outfit hanging in the corner, a ghost of the celebration that would never be. I woke up after a few hours of restless sleep. My eyes puffy. The house was silent. On the counter, a note took the kids too. Derek's early to help set up. We'll try to make it back for your ceremony. Congratulations, Nathan. Not even a proper goodbye. Just an afterthought. I went through the motions, hair, makeup, the new dress. I posted a selfie, tagged my family, and watched as friends and coworkers flooded my feed with congratulations. Everyone except the people who mattered most. I texted Nathan, I'm heading to the ceremony. Are you still coming? 3 dots. Then Ethan took a bad fall at the pool. Might be late. Save us seats if you can. There were no seats to save. He knew that at the ceremony. I scanned the crowd hoping for a miracle. But my family was at a barbecue, roasting marshmallows, smiling for Derek's Instagram, the time stamp. Right in the middle of my graduation, something inside me broke. I found a quiet corner and sobbed, my makeup ruined. My heart shattered as I was about to cancel the dinner reservation. My phone buzzed 45 missed calls from Nathan. My heart stopped. I called back, panic rising. Alicia, thank God. Ethan. Fell off the water slide. We're at Memorial Hospital. The doctor thinks his arm is broken. I rushed to the hospital, my graduation gown crumpled in the passenger seat. In the ER, I found Ethan, his arm in a splint, surrounded by Nathan, Sophia, my parents, and Derek. They all looked at me, relief, guilt, pity. Ethan called out, Mom, you came. I went to his side, maternal instinct overriding everything. The doctor explained it was a simple fracture. My mother fussed over Ethan's cast. Derek tried to act like nothing was wrong, but I couldn't hold it in. Thank God I got here, I said, my voice dangerously quiet. As opposed to where I was before graduating alone while my family enjoyed a barbecue. Nathan shot me. A warning look. But 5 years of exhaustion and hurt boiled over. I just spent the most important day of my life completely alone. No husband, no kids, no parents, not even a text. Because a barbecue was more important than 5 years of sacrifice. My father tried to placate me. This isn't the time or place. When would be a better time, Dad? When I'm back to being invisible. When I'm back to putting everyone else first. My mother looked genuinely confused. Honey, we didn't realize it meant this much to you. It's just a ceremony. Just a ceremony. Just a degree. Just my life. Derek tried to deflect. What matters is Ethan's okay. This was an emergency. And if there hadn't been an emergency, would any of you have regretted missing my graduation? The silence was answer enough, Nathan. Tried to calm me. Ethan needs us to focus on him right now. He was right. I turned my attention to Ethan, compartmentalizing my pain as I'd done so many times before. After Ethan's cast was set, I told Nathan, I'll take him home. You can pick up the prescription. Nathan tried to apologize. About today, not now. Not in front of Ethan. Linda, my coworker, called. She'd come to my graduation to support me. Do you need anything? Company? Food? Her kindness brought me to tears. Would you mind coming over later? I could use a friend. Back home, I helped Ethan settle in. Nathan hovered, waiting for the inevitable confrontation. I'm going to change, I said. Then we need to talk. Upstairs, I peeled off the dress that should have meant triumph, but now felt like a costume from a failed play. I washed my face, took a deep breath, and went back down. Nathan started. "Alicia, I know you're angry. Angry doesn't begin to cover it. I feel betrayed by you most of all." He looked ashamed. "I made a mistake. I thought the kids would have more fun at the barbecue. I didn't realize how important the ceremony was to you. How could you not realize? I asked you to promise. You made a unilateral decision to prioritize fun over supporting me." He tried to defend himself. "I've been juggling work and childcare while you were in class. I've been working full-time, studying nights and weekends for 5 years. I would never have missed an important milestone in your life." He knew I was right. "What do you want me to do?" he asked. "I need time to think. I'm going to stay at the hotel I booked for my parents." "I need space," he protested, but I stood firm. "Kathan has a father who can handle things. I'll check in daily." Linda arrived with dinner and a graduation gift, a leather portfolio, a card signed by my coworkers. "We're so proud of you," she said, hugging me. Her simple acknowledgement meant more than anything my family had done. That night, I explained to the kids that I needed some quiet time to think. Sometimes adults need space, too. They hugged me fiercely, as if already missing me. The next morning, I packed a suitcase and checked into the hotel. For the first time in years, I put my own needs first. The guilt I expected never came. Instead, I felt a strange sense of self-respect. Over the next week, the apologies started rolling in. My parents left a tearful voicemail. Derek sent flowers and a card. Nathan called every night, his tone growing more desperate. I visited Ethan daily, brought Sophia lunch at school, spoke with my boss about the senior analyst position I'd been unofficially offered. I spent the week reflecting on what I wanted from my family, my marriage, my life. When I finally returned home, I was ready. Nathan was waiting on the porch, the house spotless. He'd hired a cleaning service. A silent acknowledgement of how much I'd carried. We sat at the kitchen table. "I've been thinking about how I've taken you for granted," Nathan said. "How I failed to support you when it mattered most." I told him what I needed: respect, partnership, a fair division of labor. No more being the default parent, the invisible achiever. He listened, really listened. For the first time in years, we talked for hours. He admitted his own insecurities, fearing I'd outgrow him. I shared my resentment over carrying the mental load. We agreed on practical changes: hiring help, dividing chores, celebrating each other's achievements. When the kids came home, we had a family meeting. I told them things would be different. I'd be starting a new position, and everyone needed to contribute. They agreed Ethan would mow the lawn, Sophia would handle laundry sorting. I've had similar conversations with my parents and Derek. I set boundaries. No more last-minute cancellations. No more being second priority. Derek admitted he'd been selfish. Our parents were shocked to realize how invisible I'd felt. The weeks that followed brought healing. Ethan's arm mended. A promotion came through with a private office and a significant raise. We hired a weekly cleaning service. Nathan stepped up, celebrating my achievements publicly. The kids showed more appreciation. A month after graduation, Derek organized a surprise party just for me. My parents brought a framed photo of me in my cap and gown. For the first time, my family celebrated me as I hung my diploma in my new office. I realized the empty seats at my graduation had been a turning point. I'd learned that my worth wasn't determined by others' recognition, but by my own sense of accomplishment. Setting boundaries didn't mean losing my family. It meant creating healthier, more authentic relationships. Sometimes the deepest wounds lead to the most significant growth. The real revenge. It wasn't about yelling or slamming doors. It was about finally demanding respect. About making my family see me not as the default caretaker, not as the afterthought, but as a woman who had earned her place in the spotlight. And when they finally showed up, not just for a party, but for me, that was the sweetest justice of all. If you've ever felt invisible, Remember, you have the right to demand respect. Sometimes standing up for yourself is the most powerful revenge. And sometimes it's the only way to teach the people around you how to truly value you. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed. And of course, subscribe for more stories about finding your voice, setting boundaries, and getting the justice you deserve. Thanks for listening, Anne. Remember, your achievements deserve celebration, even if you have to be your own biggest cheerleader sometimes.